right, here we are, Monday, March 31st, 2025. Hope all is well with you, and I hope you had a great weekend. My weekend actually was nice. Caught up on sleep, even though I'm not really a big fan of that phrase. I just slept in more, was able to wake up at 8:30 and stay in bed, doom scroll for a little while, then finally get up, get some cleaning done, get rid of unwanted items. I've been gifting Maddie, our marketing assistant, quite a lot of just stuff that I have. Posters that I didn't have hung up on the wall, an old radio. And then she was also talking to me about wanting a stereo. So on my lunch break, I went back home and I took the stereo off the shelf in my closet and was like, you know what? I'll just give this to her. I haven't used it in quite a long time. I have no intention on using it. And she was talking to me about how she wanted something like that for the longest time. So just been gifting her random things. I wonder what her mom thinks, her friends think. Like, yeah, Peaches from KBEAR just keeps gifting me all this stuff. Anyway, if you want to get a hold of me, 208-535-1015. Right before I got to the studio, I saw on Facebook Sleep Token made another post, another cryptic post. Prepare for this offering. And it says caramel on it. I'm assuming that's the second track off of their upcoming album. And I was reading into the comments, and I guess people were bullying the guy that was the weatherman that they tied into this announcement. I'm not exactly sure. I'll dig deeper into it, see if anything pops up, see if there's anything worth talking about. I'm assuming the Sleep Token fans are just downright nutty, and they not only messaged this weather guy, because for a little while there was this weatherman that would tie in heavy metal song titles into his weather reports, and he became viral. And I guess Sleep Tokens people were like, you know what, let's bring him in to help us with an announcement. And I guess people have been messaging him asking what's going on. I'm not exactly sure. I'll have to check his account, but I'm excited for more Sleep Token to come out. Honestly, I'm very excited. I'll have to see, by the way, how my post is doing in the SiriusXM Octane fan club. See if people are still calling me stupid for saying Sleep Token's the greatest band of all time, even though that whole post was AI generated. So, and every single response that I've been giving these people that have been hating on me is also Chat GPT generated, and they're arguing with the AI answers. So it's a pretty fun thing if you want to try to find that post in the Octane fan club. I did something similar with room temperature water in the KBEAR 101 Idaho Rock and Metal Facebook group. I might have to do that again this week, but this time make it music related. I don't know. I feel like most people here are smart enough to realize, okay, this is obviously just rage bait. There was a ton of people in the Octane fan club just trying to fight me. Then there were Sleep Token defenders coming into that post trying to fight them, and I basically fueled the fire in there. I kind of made the divide even worse. So I kind of made the internet even worse, even though I talk about how stupid the internet is, how everyone doesn't listen nowadays. I just made it worse for everyone. I apologize. But anyway, we'll continue Peach's Pit Party here in just a few on KBEAR 101. If you didn't hear this morning, we did our first cue to call for the Chevelle Cypher, giving away tickets to go see Chevelle, Asking Alexandria, Dead Poet Society live at the Mountain America Center on Tuesday, September 30th. If you want to win tickets for that, you can just simply sign up within our apps, the KBEAR app, the Alt app, the Cannonball 101 app. You can also wait for tomorrow at 7 a.m. We'll send out the second push notification of the week. Make sure you have the push notifications turned on. I did check with a fellow Android user in the building, Jill, to see if the emojis popped up the same way they would for iPhone. Surely they did. So the emojis are exactly the same for both phones. I actually might need to check with Josh to see if how they look on a Google Pixel, because I completely forgot about that till now as I was doing this break. So I'll check with Josh, see if emojis pop up similar there too, because there's bound to be listeners with different phones other than an Android or an iPhone. And so, be on the lookout for that tomorrow at 7 a.m. and listen out for that cue to call at some point tomorrow. Be caller 20 and win those tickets to go see Chevelle. I keep wanting to say 3 Days Grace. They're not a part of it. Chevelle, Asking Alexandria, Dead Poet Society, live at the Mountain America Center, September 30th. I, for some reason, a burp right there, and then it went away. Anyway, sign up now. Oh, here we go. Let's talk about this. This Ask Reddit thread invited users to offer things their dad said that they'll never forget. I oftentimes talk about it. I really hate unsolicited life advice, especially from my dad, who tells me things that I already know. And I'm not that ignorant young kid going, I know, Dad, I know what I'm doing, and then, epically fail. But he says a lot of things that I find as common knowledge. So let's see what this list says here that people's dads have told them over the years. Life is tough, but it's a lot tougher if you're stupid. All right. Stop shaking the ladder. Keep the flashlight straight. I've seen that one pop up before. Eat your carrots. They're good for your eyes. That's why rabbits don't wear glasses. Okay. That's kind of silly. My dad overall has always told me the phrase, and he's told the family the phrase, don't suck. That's it. Just don't suck. And it's short, sweet, to the point. It's a joke phrase, but sometimes I take it seriously. Even my old middle school principal, he has this thing. He has this phrase called TCB, take care of business. TCB. That's what he would repeat over and over and over again. And that principal was old back then. I would hate to see him now. Shout out Mr. Sackett. He was awesome. He was my dad's teacher back in the day, and he became my principal during middle school. Super nice dude. Hopefully he's doing well. But he would have to be at least late 70s, early 80s, I'm assuming. I might need to ask this for to Peach the Roan. What's the best advice your dad has ever given you? I talked about it during the beginning part of the show that I did some spring cleaning over the weekend, and I was just getting rid of stuff that I no longer need, even clothes as well. Just because I know down the line I'm going to move into a 1-bedroom, 1-bathroom apartment, and I'm going to have too much junk, and it's going to fill that place up, and it's going to drive me nuts. Because currently I live in a 2-bedroom, 1-bath, and I'm sure you're like, why do you live in a 2-bedroom, 1-bathroom place by yourself? When I first moved out here, it was affordable, and it was like one of the few options that was open because I had to find an apartment fast. The time that I was in California, I had to move out here as quickly as possible for this. Get the apartment ready and all that, get the Wi-Fi set up and everything. So found a 2-bedroom, 1-bathroom place that was cheap at the time, and it's gone up every year, unfortunately. But I know at some points I will have to, downsize, move to a 1-bedroom, and it's going to suck. And it's going to suck getting rid of stuff that I'm like not necessarily emotionally attached to. But for some reason, I do have these like times where I'm like, do I really want to throw this away? I doubt myself. I'm like, you know what? I'll probably need this down the line. Maybe I shouldn't throw it away. And then if I do throw it away, then I feel regretful. Then I potentially want to go back to the dumpster and take it out, bring it back inside, which is awful, right? It's kind of dumb. But anyway, the whole point of this break was to say that also, besides the cleaning I've been doing at my place, I've also like completely eliminated some streaming services out of because I was looking at my phone. I'm like, you know what? Why am I paying for this? Why am I paying for that? I went delete, delete, delete. Americans are now spending an average of $70 per month on video streaming services, which is a slight increase from last year. It's just this stupid survey I'm looking at, but the only one I really have is Netflix. I use other people's accounts for the other streaming services like Prime Video. That's my parents. Peacock, a friend in the area. Shout out to him. He knows who he is. And then my own Netflix, which I might get rid of because I think Netflix is once again increasing the prices, and it's going to suck. And I don't really use Netflix all that often. I might just pay for it when I want to use it and then delete it shortly afterward. So if you're wondering why there's no music below me at all, it's because, well, the right monitor in here hasn't turned on all day. It was off yesterday, last night when I showed up here to check something, and sure, it's still not on all day today. It hasn't been on all day today, and we're waiting on Jade to come back tomorrow to get it back turned on for us. But anyway, right now, it's your Shot Clock Sports Update. It looks like Coach Prime is sticking around the University of Colorado. He signed a 5-year, $54 million contract to continue on as their head coach. The $10.8 million per year agreement makes Deion Sanders one of the highest paid coaches in college football, and it takes a bit of steam out of the idea that he's just waiting for the chance to jump from the college game to the pros. He seems to be really enjoying himself over there, and he's done quite a lot for that school. The 2025 Major League Baseball season is less than a week old, and already, we've got a weird injury. On opening day, the Pittsburgh Pirates second baseman Nick Gonzalez hit a home run. That was great, but during his home run trot, he somehow, some way fractured his left ankle. So he's currently on the 10-day injured list and hoping for a speedy recovery. I doubt he's going to get that all healed up within 10 days. He fractured his left ankle. I bet he like tripped over the base slightly and twisted it a weird way, and that's somehow how it happened. I've had that happen to me in basketball. I've landed on the dude's foot, shattered my ankle. One of the worst injuries I've ever had to go through. I had to shower with like the boot on, put a trash bag around it to prevent water from going inside of it. Anyway, on Saturday, the New York Yankees hit 9 home runs against the Milwaukee Brewers. Then yesterday, they crushed 4 more in another beatdown. The impressive power surge has fans wondering about the new type of bats the hitters are using. Yeah, the bats were designed by the Yankees front office with the help of an MIT physicist named Lenny. These torpedo or bowling pin bats are within MLB regulations, so they're totally legal, which might be bad news for all the teams facing the Yankees, at least in the early going. You should see these things. They look silly. They look like cavemen clubs, but they've been hitting home runs, and pretty soon I feel like all the teams will start using that design, I feel like, because it's going to be, I feel like there's going to be either a crackdown on the Yankees or somehow, some way, all the other teams will catch on and do the exact same thing. We'll find out soon enough, I guess. That does it for your Shot Clock Sports Update right here on KBEAR 101. All right, now this is a pretty funny question. What's the most out-of-touch thing a young person has said to you? Some of the responses on Reddit, a 15-year-old told me she wanted to join the army when she was older because she didn't like being told what to do. All right, that's a rude awakening waiting for her, I guess. A girl that thought a credit card was free money. Back when I was a kid and I saw my dad getting money out of the ATM, I'm like, hey, why don't you just take more out? If it's going to hand you money like that, and yeah, he was like, okay, you'll find out about this stuff when you're older, Brendan. This other answer told me he wanted to become a farmer because that seemed like a chill, easy job. I think his only experience was from playing Farmville on his phone. Yeah, video games make everything look easy. Yeah, Farmville. Yeah, if real life farming was like that, man, that'd be a whole lot easier. Shout out to the farmers tuning in right now. We appreciate you over here. What's the most out of touch thing a young person has said to you? I had a classmate when I was 17 whose father came to collect her from school one day. Oh God, he's come in the Porsche instead of the Range Rover. That's so embarrassing, is what the kid said. That would have happened at my first high school, full of those rich snobby kids. It was awful. One guy's first car, I think, was a Maserati. It was a stupid thing to go through, to deal with the rich, snobby attitudes of people. Ugh. We talked about this briefly on the noon hour of Madness and Mayhem. I've been using it, been sending the images to my friends using ChatGPT to basically reimagine photos, real photos, as Studio Ghibli art pieces. And if you're not familiar with Studio Ghibli, they have movies like Spirited Away, Howl's Moving Castle, and a whole bunch of others that I haven't seen personally, but I need to. I was told by one person that I know, they're like, hey, you got to watch Grave of the Fireflies and try not to cry, which, I mean, if I really if I really want to make myself cry, sure, maybe I'll watch it one of these days. But there's been a whole lot of people online using images of like awful things that have happened and reimagining them with the Studio Ghibli feature through ChatGPT. I think Mike Tyson even did his own thing of him holding a pigeon, and it says "My Happy Place." I did the same thing with another photo of mine. I might have to share it onto the KBEAR Facebook page. But if you have the free version of ChatGPT, I don't think it allows you to do it, or maybe it allows you to only do it once and then that's it. I've been trying to have it generate a whole bunch of photos, and I think I have the paid version on this computer here in the KBEAR studio, but it's not available anywhere else. So I'll see if I'm able to bust out a picture of me in Studio Ghibli and Victor, and I'll try to see if I can get... I'm really curious as to see how it'll make Jade look with that long beard of his in Studio Ghibli form. I might even turn Lou into one of those characters. I'll put all 4 of us on our social media pages at KBEAR 101 FM if I can. I was reading this here threat about don't even think about not paying your taxes. The tax deadline quickly approaching. Now is the time to file your taxes so you don't run into any trouble with the IRS. But according to a new survey, many Americans are willing to take their chances this year with the IRS because the new Department of Government Efficiency, DOGE, has fired so many workers in the agency. The survey conducted by Credit Karma found that about a quarter of Americans say they're less concerned about making a mistake on their tax return this year because they don't think there are enough workers to catch it. And I mean, I did my taxes back in February. They went great, got them all done. I mean, I can't imagine waiting till the last minute like I used to anymore, because back when I first started doing my own taxes, I'd wait till about April or wait till March and then finally do them. And well, you shouldn't do that. Shouldn't procrastinate overall in life. I have a terrible habit of doing so. Get your taxes done. And don't get audited and don't get sent to a federal prison because of the IRS. This is definitely one of those moments where you say, I'll believe it when I see it. President Trump is trying to tackle an important issue he raised on the campaign trail. I'm not going to get political on this show. But overall, he said scalpers and expensive fees are driving up ticket prices for live entertainment. And he's got a new action, he says, well, that will fix those issues. Sources at the White House told TMZ Trump is signing a presidential executive order today to end price gouging by middlemen in the entertainment industry. TMZ was told Trump's latest EO will combat a bunch of issues folks encounter when trying to buy tickets to popular concerts and sporting events. You know, those headaches people got from the Taylor Swift Eras tour. The rock and metal audience is experiencing it with Sleep Token. So we'll see what exactly pops up with all of this. Again, I'll believe it when I see it. Peach's Pit Party on KBEAR 101, Idaho's only rock station. We got that email from Josh Tyler of Classy 97. I got to give a major shout out to him because not only does he do his busy job here, he also is in charge of the NCAA March Madness in-office bracket tournament that we are currently doing. We each pitched in $2 per bracket. I believe it's me, Chantel, Josh, of course, Kevin, the new GM. We have Victor, who put in a bracket, Justin, who did, Maddie, who's the marketing assistant, Jill from the front desk also put in a bracket. I put in about 5. I think Kevin did the exact same. Josh did as well. And so far, well, the leaders, last week it was Maddie in second, Kevin, the GM, in first place, and it's since been updated. Josh from Classy now stands tall, figuratively, of course, with this whole competition with 125 total points on one of his brackets. Now, this was a shocker to me because I didn't really pay attention to most of the scores. I kind of just said, you know what? This would be a fun thing to do with the coworkers and see what happens. And I was kind of rooting for Maddie. She went from second to sixth. She's tied for sixth place with 106 points. The person who's in second place now is me. 116 points. Kevin's in third, 1 point behind me. My second bracket with Florida winning the entire thing, I think, is the one that's doing the best. I have one bracket that's now completely dead. Victor's bracket didn't do well at all because, well, when he was filling his out, he didn't realize those tiny numbers next to the schools meant their seed number. So he didn't realize if like the 1 meant anything or the 15 meant anything. He was just like, you know what, that name of the school, that school sounds good. Let me put them in there. And I forgot exactly who he had to win the entire thing. But my bracket, the joke bracket that I did with UCLA winning the entire thing, completely busted, as I thought it would be. But one of my brackets now in second place. The tournament, I think, continues on Thursday. And then I'm sure it'll finish up soon because March is going to be over after tomorrow or after today. So let's hope I win. Let's hope I place in the top 3. It's so silly because the first place guy gets a whopping $25, which is a lot. Second place gets 10. Third place gets 5. I wouldn't mind even getting the $5. It would go towards my trip here in about 2 weeks. So Arizona's out here redefining cross training. Dr. Raquel Mercado Sepulveda, an OBGYN, decided that her experience delivering babies somehow qualified her to perform surgery on dogs. Yeah, dogs. She was convicted of animal cruelty for botched canine C-sections because, well, shocker, she's not a licensed vet, but instead of prison time, she gets 6 months probation, and she still gets to practice as an OBGYN. Animal rights activists are understandably furious, and a local animal care director says this might be part of a larger reign of underground pet surgeries, which is wildly upsetting and somehow not a plot line from a bad Netflix documentary. So if you're in Tucson, if you're streaming us through the KBEAR app, and your OB starts asking, hey, does your bulldog need a tune-up? Maybe just run. Well, apologies to those that don't like baby metal. They just announced their 4th album called Metal 4th. It'll be out June 13th. It'll feature Ratatata with Electric Callboy, along with tracks with Poppy, the one that I talked about previously, titled From Me to You. It's also going to feature a track with Slaughter to Prevail. Also going to feature, it looks like to be a different track with Bloody Wood. Not Bakoff, but a different one. There's also going to be Polyphia on the album, Spirit Box as well. There's also going to be the Metalli song with Tom Morello on there. I mean, baby metal has grown huge with their popularity. I mean, they're going to headline the Utah First Credit Union Amphitheater, and I think Black Veil Brides is opening up for them. There's also Ginger opening up for them. I posted that show on our concert calendar at riverbendmediagroup.com/calendar. I believe I'm talking about the right one. Let me look it up. There's a shortcut to the concert calendar through the KBEAR 101 app, by the way, just in case you've ever wanted to just go directly to it, make it a whole lot easier for yourself rather than typing riverbendmediagroup.com/calendar. Baby Metal with special guests Ginger and Bloodywood. You're going to be at the Utah First Credit Union Amphitheater, formerly known as the USANA Amphitheater. You can find that show on our concert calendar at riverbendmediagroup.com, or you can go to the shortcut through the KBEAR app, the Alt app, or the Cannonball 101 app. As per usual, the internet freaked out over a little thing when it came to the Morgan Wallen exit at the Saturday Night Live show. I watched it for myself because everybody was posting these articles saying Morgan Wallen just rudely left after the show was over. And I watched it, I'm like, well, that's something that I would do. Just, all right, cool, show's over with. Yay. And then he just walks away. That's it. That's totally it. He gave 2 performances. He did his thing. And that's it. That's all he needed to do. There was no need for anything else. Everyone else knew each other. They're just high-fiving each other. It was the Saturday Night Live cast just giving each other hugs and stuff, congratulating themselves on another show. And yeah, unless they're trying to make it political, you should watch it. All he did was just like stand next to the host of the episode, and then right as she was done saying that's it and all that, he walked away off cam, and he had to go do his next thing. This dude's a touring musician. Like, he has tons of stuff on his plate. I feel like if I were a celebrity and I had to host SNL, it would feel like a massive homework assignment. It would. It'd feel like there'd be no joy to it at all. Like, you would just have to go through all these rehearsals and thoughts, like you would sit down in the writer's room, rehearse it the whole entire week leading up to that Saturday. Then all that pressure is on that Saturday to give an amazing episode. And that's it. And if you mess up, well, a whole lot of memes about you are going to stay on the internet forever. Thanks for listening to Peach's Pit Party, the podcast. If you enjoyed the show, please share, subscribe, and rate the podcast. Peach's Pit Party is hosted by me, Peaches, a.k.a. Brendan Peach, and is a production of Riverbend Media Group. For more information or to contact the show, visit riverbendmediagroup.com. Until next time, Peach out.